Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another gameplay experience video. This video will be the infamous Shangri-La. If you're not familiar with the way how we organize these videos, we're going to talk about Shangri-La's innovation, creativity, visuals, difficulty, cons, and then give it a final rating out of 10. I am very excited to do this video, so without any further ado, let's get right into it. Beginning with innovation, as always, Shangri-La is fantastic in the sense where it introduces so much. A new way to open Pack-a-Punch, Shrieker zombies, Napalm zombies, monkeys that can steal your drops. Already fantastic. Also on top of that, there are sand traps and these spears that come off the ground when you walk right by them. A lot of really cool stuff. There's even some new transportation methods such as a water slide and a minecart, which I think is phenomenal. The only thing I find questionable is the use of two power switches right beside each other, but aside from that, Shangri-La's innovation is nothing to sneeze at. It's quite remarkable. Shangri-La is no different with creativity as it is with innovation. They do phenomenal for that. The three zombies that they decided to introduce was a really nice touch for the theme of the map, which I'll get into in a bit. On top of that, the same thing goes for the sand traps and the spears that rise out of the ground. Those are nice touches to the map too. The only thing I would say was a tad lazy in a way was introducing the random perk system. Again, a little bit annoying. However, that's a pretty small nitpick as far as things go. So, I think with that we could get straight to visuals now. The visuals for Shangri-La are the best that Call of Duty Zombies has ever offered. The only thing that even compares to this would be Zombie Chronicles and the Shangri-La it has. But in this case, for a game that was made in 2010, so running off a 2010 engine, and for a map that was made in 2011, this is fantastic. It's absolutely gorgeous. The aesthetics were done impeccably well. You cannot deny that whatsoever. It is just fascinating to look at. They paid so much attention to the lighting and the detail. This map is beautiful. It fits its style so remarkably well. I cannot praise the visuals enough here. This is a work of art, and it would be amazing if Treyarch did more things like this, because a lot of the maps, even to this day, follow that gray, black, white palette, and admittedly, it's getting quite old. It got old years ago, but they're still doing it. Maps that look like this, they need to keep trying things like this. This is the epitome of beauty. And with that, it's time to talk about its difficulty. Now, a lot of people like to label Shangri-La as a bad map because the difficulty is so balls-crushing. And I'm here to say that despite that being the case, I think it's perfect the way it is. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of hard maps because they can turn new players away from Call of Duty Zombies as a whole, and as a result, their overall rating would be damaged by it because not everybody's going to enjoy it. But in this sense, in Black Ops 1, they mastered balance. You have a map like Ascension that is remarkably easy, where even your 5-year-old cousin could get to round 30 if they wished. And then you got maps like Call of the Dead, which is more intermediate. It's a good warm-up for getting into more experienced maps after you have perfected Ascension. And then following that, you have Shangri-La, which is like the difficult map. There's this perfect lineup of easy, medium, hard between Ascension, Call of the Dead, and Shangri-La. So, in a way, Shangri-La as a difficulty map fits in so well. Shangri-La knows its place in terms of difficulty, and Treyarch knew exactly what they were doing when designing this map. So, I can't bash on difficulty in the slightest. It's literally perfect. Even though I've done nothing but praise this map a lot, there are a few cons I have to point out. Although the boss zombies that they added in this were really cool additions, you have to admit that the Napalm zombie is a little bit obnoxious to deal with at times, and the Shrieker zombie isn't much different. The monkeys, I would still keep in with absolutely no issue, wouldn't change a thing about them. I think they're absolutely perfect. So, in a way, the boss zombies do fall a little flat, but nothing horrendous. On top of that, I don't like being stuck between the spear traps. It's just obnoxious. I'm slowly taking more and more damage. It's a pain in the ass. On top of that, opening Pack-a-Punch with anything more than like 2 players is an absolute nightmare. I'm lucky enough to not have experienced this for myself because I'm solely just a solo player. I do not play anything else. Only when a friend comes over do I ever play anything more than 1 player. in zombies, in all honesty. But I've heard about the griming issues with opening Pack-a-Punch with 4 players, and I'm so glad I haven't experienced it. So, in a sense, there's that issue, and I think as a whole, that pretty much concludes my issues. There's nothing super bad about this map, but the whole Pack-a-Punch thing is a pretty big throw towards the bad side of things, so. Yeah. With great visuals, great difficulty, great innovation, Shangri-La should be recognized as one of the greats. My final rating for Shangri-La is a 9.0 out of 10. Fantastic map. Fantastic, especially solo.